weekend.
Heading towards 9 o'clock, we're talking Doctor Who now. If you didn't catch the first episode of the new series on BBC One last night and you're planning to catch up later, it may be time to say goodbye.
Yes, spoiler alert. It was the first show starring Peter Capaldi as the Time Lord and was watched by fans around the world. So how did it go? Well, let's take a look at last night's programme.
Hello? Exit the box and surrender to the glory of the Sontaran Empire. Shush. Doctor?
I was being chased by a giant dinosaur, but I think I managed to get the slip. Sleepy.
Sir?
That's sneezy. Dopey. Grumpy. Oh, you two. The green one. And the not green one. Well, it could be the other way around. I mustn't prejudge. Oh, you remember her? Thingy. They're not me one. They're asking questions one.
Toby Hadoke is a comedian and a writer with a big passion for the Time Lord. He's here in the studio. Tom Spilsbury, the editor of Doctor Who magazine, is in our newsroom. Tom, I'll ask you first of all. I mean, you were at a screening live in Leicester Square, home of so many big movie premieres last night. How did it go down with the audience in the theatre?
Oh, it went down an absolute storm, I think. It was so lovely to see, you know, something which is homegrown, a British BBC series, you know, in Leicester Square, the home of where we get all the big movie premieres, you know, and it felt like a big movie premiere. You know, we had the actors there, we had Peter Capaldi and Jenna Coleman there, and Stephen Moffat, the writer, and they did a question and answer session afterwards. And I think, you know, all the fans there, you know, it just created all to the buzz and the excitement of the screening.
And a thumbs up for Peter Capaldi. People weren't just being polite, they genuinely thought he's a good casting for the Doctor?
I think so, yeah. I mean, there's been so much hype and expectation because he was announced a year ago. So, you know, it feels like, you know, he's been the Doctor in waiting for quite some time now. But we knew we know he's a great actor, but it was always a question of, you know, how's he going to do it? How's he going to approach this part? And how's he going to be different from Matt? So I think all of those questions have started to be answered in that first episode and will continue to be over the next few weeks. And
Toby, you're a big fan of the show.
Yes.
Are you happy? I'm
very happy. It's beautiful. That clip of him with the Tramp. The Tramp is an actor called Brian Miller, who is the husband of the late Elizabeth Sladen, who played Sarah Jane Smith, who was there when Tom Baker became the Doctor. Now, he's a brilliant actor, so great that he's in the show, but that's a lovely little touch that an actor who's got a connection with the previous debut of a Doctor has that.
And there was another nice touch, wasn't there? They brought Matt Smith in last night as well, briefly for a little cameo.
Yes, anybody watching telly now who hasn't seen it last night is now cursing you and saying things at the telly. But that was great. That was lovely. And that's never been done before, the idea that the old Doctor would, you know, come and affirm the new one, but it needed it because the new Doctor's spiky and unpredictable. So that was a very comforting thing.
Did Peter Capaldi play the part as you expected? Because he kept his Scottish accent, for example, and that didn't happen with David Tennant, did it?
No, it didn't, although it did happen with Sylvester McCoy, so lots of planets have a Scotland. But, I think, did he play it as expected? I think the great thing about this Doctor is that he's unpredictable, and I think that's lovely, and the show should be like that. The show isn't a comfortable show. If you pitched it now, it wouldn't get out of, you know, the executives would laugh at you, throw you out the room, and then commission something about a celebrity falling into water while baking a cake. It's not a show that should make itself easy, because of the whole premise says, no, this is crazy, but come with us because the rewards are so good.
You should pitch that idea.
It's going to be on now.
It'll be on. Yeah. We asked Tom on Twitter, and people have emailed in, just to give you a quick snapshot. Joe Kelly on email said Capaldi's the best decision the show's made since coming back. Paul Eales, different, funny, moving in places, he's going to be great. But Bob Whitehouse said he didn't like the new Doctor, and Roland in North Tyneside thought it was rubbish. So it polarises opinion nonetheless. I suppose you're never going to please all the people all the time.
Well, of course, yeah. I mean, and you're always going to get the naysayers as well. I mean, I think generally it seems to have gone down well, you know, I suppose anything like this is going to get more of a casual audience coming in just out of curiosity, and there'll be people who, you know, who love Matt Smith and aren't going to be sure about the new guy yet. So I think, you know, I think people will be won over in time.
There was also a big role for Clara, played by Jenna Coleman, wasn't there? It seemed to be a lot about her just as much as it was about the new Doctor.
Well, I think that's really important for Doctor Who. That it's not, you know, the Doctor is the alien character. He's a bit unknowable, really. You know, Clara is the viewpoint character, so, you know, she's having to get used to who on earth this guy is. You know, he's suddenly changed in front of her eyes, but, you know, she doesn't really quite believe that it's the same guy. So, you know, she helps us through that kind of transition.
Tom, thank you very much indeed. Glad you enjoyed it. You too, Toby. Thank you very much for coming in and sharing your thoughts with us this morning.
Yes, that's all from breakfast this morning. It'll be Naga and John.